Love it or leave it.
Please welcome back to the stage two incredible, hilarious, returning champions. It's Jamie Loftus and Kiran Deol.
That's us. That's us. It's the Rosé Girls. We're here.
We're here.
Welcome to our spooky episode.
Thank you so much. We are very excited and a little bit frightened.
Yes.
No,
I'm not. I'm very brave.
Oh, that's cool. You're brave?
Thank you. Yes.
That's nice. What does it mean to you to be brave?
Oh, it's more of a performance than anything else.
But I think that's cool because, it doesn't mean, you can still be afraid and be brave.
Yeah, no, I do that every day. Anytime I'm walking around after 8 p.m., I'm performing being brave.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I have a little knife on my keys, but no one knows that. It looks like it looks like a leaf. It looks like a leaf keychain. So I am the leaf, and inside is the knife. Does that make sense?
That's like a poem.
It is like a poem.
Sorry. Yeah, I had to. I just wanted to read that poem for you guys. Is that okay?
If you're not afraid, you're not. If you're not afraid, you can't be brave. You're just someone who doesn't have. You know what I mean? To be brave is to be afraid, in a sense.
You have to know fear to know bravery.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
Yes. And that undercuts everything else I just said, so you don't have to take me seriously anymore.
It literally, like, all of the rest of it is not important now. It
Yes.
was like, now I'm with white people talking about ghosts.
Yes.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Of course I don't believe in ghosts, John.
Really?
Jonathan, of course I don't believe in ghosts.
Say more about that.
What? I think it's, come on, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's
I don't
like,
know.
We're seeing ghosts.
We're manufacturing like fake problems of fucking like transparent creatures who are working on your lights. Get the fuck out of my life. I have real bills to pay. Like, gas is expensive. Eggs cost a lot of money. That's what I'm focused on. Ghost? No, I'm
You're
not
being
doing
a classic Pisces right now.
Thank you so much. Oh my God. Shake.
I don't know what this means, but I put believing in ghosts and believing in horoscopes into the same category.
That feels accurate.
Horoscopes make more sense to me personally because they make more sense because it's like, why would I want control in a world that makes me feel like I have none?
How do horoscopes help that problem? Wait, so
because it's like, oh, did Trump get elected because, America is having a crisis of late stage capitalism, or was Mercury in retrograde?
Oh, okay. I see.
You see?
Yeah. I try to focus more on like service oriented ghosts. I like to think the ghosts are like helping me out around the house. They're shutting shit off.
Aren't those ancestors?
That's ghosts.
Wait, what?
That's ghosts.
Hold on a second.
That's ghosts.
What do you
Those
mean?
are ancestors. That's a different thing.
I'm sorry.
Ghosts
Do you
don't have
believe
to be
your
strangers.
Hold on a second. Are you saying that you don't believe in ghosts, but you do believe your dead ancestors help you in your life?
I mean, I don't believe that, but that makes more sense to me. It's reasonable.
What?
Guys, I've been drinking. No, I'm just joking. Again, because that's more about a way to get through. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a way to get through your life when you feel like it's careening out of control. Ghosts, to me, are about creating a problem that is a distraction that you are focused on that doesn't have to exist. Your ancestors helping you through your life is a way to cope with your life careening out of control. Does that make sense?
I guess that what I'm hearing is in the same way that I've learned recently that a pumpkin is a gourd, but a gourd isn't necessarily a pumpkin.
Yes.
Square
An
rectangle.
ancestor is a ghost, but a ghost is not an ancestor. And you're describing a specific kind of ghost.
And this, John, is why I'm so grateful to know you, and also why it's disappointing that you haven't yet let me use your pool. It's important to say these things on air,
Yeah, good week for booze.
Good week
booze.
great week for booze.
Huge.
What I enjoy is going to like a Halloween horror nights or something like that. I like going to some place where it's made to scare you, but like legally they can't touch you, because I find that to be one of the safest places on earth.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing truly bad can happen to you at a place where like killer clowns are coming at you. And so whenever they come very close to my face, I end up cackling like a witch and finding it delightful and like giggling and like clapping my hands, and they look so disappointed, and the entire experience is like sex.
So you try to scare the scarers?
I don't know. I am delighted by them and their efforts. And the delight is very disappointing to them.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself unable to step outside of whatever. I become quite guileless inside of any kind of horror environment, be it a haunted house, a hayride, or even a film. And I never, especially when I really struggled with horror movies. They like really scared me. And it wasn't until I moved to LA as a full-fledged adult and went to a set for the first time that I figured out what to do when I was too scared of a horror movie, which was no matter what horror movie you're watching, no matter how scary it is, no matter what's happening, I always remember that there's a Diet Coke and like a tray of crackers and a thing with almonds, like within 20 feet of every single thing I'm seeing at all times. There's not a thing I'm seeing in which there isn't like a stack of Kind bars just like right behind them. And that really helps me.
Yeah, there's a cheese tray by Jason.
Yeah, just like somewhere just behind whatever I'm seeing, right there behind me in the world of the film.
I feel that way whenever I'm like walking around in a city I don't know and it's getting dark and you're just like, what am I going to do? Like if I get lost here, what's going to happen? And I'm like, if I can live for another hour, I will hit a CVS and I'll smell the carpet. And and then the world will like, retain order in some way. It's nice.
That is nice. Hey, speaking of ghosts, was Devon Sawa as Casper a pivotal stepping stone on your path to discovering your sexuality as a kid, as it was for everyone roughly of an age that was young enough to watch Casper when we were kids?
Yes.
Were you attracted to Devon Sawa or were you attracted to the ghost, John? Jonathan? Can I call you Jonathan?
Can we put it on? Can we have it on the screen? Can we see on the screen?
Oh, good. The Casper the Ghost, I saw Casper at the New Beverly this weekend because I was like, I got to see Devon Sawa big as I can. But I personally am pro Bill Pullman in Casper, the hot dad, who also becomes a cartoon ghost. His cowlick was. But really
Jamie, is that a reflection of your own maturity and growth as a human woman?
Yeah, no. When I was a kid too, I wanted to fuck the dad.
That's cool.
But I think nothing.
So you're consistent. You're consistent.
When I saw Casper as a kid, I remember it was too. I definitely didn't know I was gay, but I remember when Casper becomes a real boy and dances with
Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci. Mm-hmm. I remember just being like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Casper as a real boy is so cool. I want to be friends with Casper, the real boy. And now I realize, not too long ago, we here on Love It or Leave It played a game called Would You Fuck This Alien? With the wonderful comedian Morgan Jay. In celebration of both All Hallows Eve and Love It or Leave It's proud tradition of coming up with a title first and working our way backwards from there, Jamie and Kiran, get ready to play a segment we're calling Would You Fuck This Ghost? All right, first up, would you fuck this ghost? Bruce Willis in 1999's The Sixth Sense. Pro, great with kids. Well, this kid. Con, settled for a marriage so terrible he didn't even realize his wife couldn't see him. Spoiler alert for The Sixth Sense.
I'm trying to be more generous in my narrative spectrum of who I would allow into my life and vagina, but I'm still going to go with no. Wow. So sorry. I'm so sorry that I lost the crowd on that. They're like, you should fuck that ghost.
See, I have mostly led my sexual history with, what would that be like? And so I'm going to be a hard yes.
I want to say,
what would that spectral dick be like, And
I had a lot of questions for your producers on this. It's like, if he's a ghost, like is there spectral dick? Like, how does it function? Does it function like does the person just go entirely through you? What does it feel like?
Would you want him to tell you, or would you want to just find out via it happening?
Jamie, you ask the really hard questions.
I'm sorry.
It's so hypothetical. I mean, I think I'd want to be prepared, a little bit prepared. I'd want some narrative gesture of understanding.
Whatever it is, I'm in. Next up, Beetlejuice, the titular star of Tim Burton's 1988 classic, Beetlejuice. I mean, this is
a pop from the crowd.
They're like, not this one.
You're a no?
I would say yes on this one. I would go yes because this guy's hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's hilarious.
Yeah.
This is most of the male stand-up community, basically.
These are This is my crowd. This is my family. You know, this is doing nonsense. It's Christopher Lloyd. It's
he's moldy. He's doing bits. He's a stand-up. You're right.
It's ridiculous. The suit. He's like Eddie Murphy from the '80s. Yeah, what's not to like? It's great.
I've definitely fucked guys like this, but my whole thing. I've actually thought about fucking Beetlejuice quite a bit, and my whole thing for years has been when he comes, assuming he comes, he's dead. We don't know. I'm assuming he comes scabs, right?
Ooh, come
but
on.
No, stay with me. Yeah. Are the scabs wet or dry? And I've thought about this further, and if he comes wet scabs, it sounds like a LaserJet printer would. But if he comes dry scabs, it sounds like a deck of cards being shuffled. And so the answer isn't would I, because I obviously would, but like, again, what would it be like?
It's qualitative. Your questions are all qualitative, and they have such a great deal of detail. And I do want to be clear to the crowd that we were refused to see the ghosts in advance. So Jamie truly has thought about this.
This has been on my mind for a very long time.
In great detail. Like that's not you making that up on the spot. That's like you have really gone on a deep dive as to what this would be like.
I think dry.
It's a no for me, dog. Next up, we have the library ghost at the beginning of the original Ghostbusters. Well, that's in scary form, but the question is, would you that's a no for me, but maybe in librarian form. I like being shushed. That works for me.
He loves a book. He's a reader.
Yeah. Quiet. The problem with Beetlejuice is he's always on. You know, he's always performing. Yeah. It's exhausting. The librarian just wants you to shut the fuck up. Okay.
And this is a ghost with two settings.
Two settings. Yeah.
Quiet, and then you know what I mean? Like just.
But don't we all have that, right? Inside of a relationship, don't we all have our librarian mode and our goblin mode? Yes. You know, when you think about it.
And never the twain shall meet.
No.
Yeah.
The teeth remind me of the English, and I hate them. But I'm going to say yes because I like the two-tone mode of the ghost, and it feels like it would be fun. Something different, like a roller coaster.
Something different. Jamie?
I'm shocking myself by being a no on this ghost. It's a toothy ghost.
Is it because they're ugly teeth?
It's look. I don't think that as someone with gum disease, I wouldn't like to be seen in this form. So I don't think that the angle nor the transparency is doing the ghost any favors. But yeah, I'm kind of a no for this ghost. Just strictly on the vibes of the ghosts in Ghostbusters alone are bizarre to me because I feel like ghosts, like in general. Ghosts, when they're like Casper or like Casper's uncles or the ghosts in Ghostbusters, if they're men, they can look like anything. But if they're women, it is just a transparent woman with huge jugs. And I object to the ghost politics of Ghostbusters. So I'm a no on the librarian ghost.
The other issue with Ghostbusters, inside of the Ghostbusters world, you capture a ghost. Mm-hmm. The ghost has disparate motive. We don't really always understand a ghost's motivations. Wants to scare. Ghost as being a librarian, just wants you to be a good library visitor. Mm-hmm. Wants to crush all of New York City. Whatever its motivations may be, some harmless, some harmful. It doesn't matter. You are captured and locked up without a trial, in perpetuity, in some kind of a extra dimensional space.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
With no chance of reprieve, no plan for how you can be rehabilitated or move to another place beyond that. Mm-hmm. Something to think about.
And John, I have a counterpoint, which is what does that have to do with fucking these ghosts?
That's such an important point. Next up, we have Jacob Marley from Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. He warns his old coworker Ebenezer Scrooge against being a lifelong prick, lest he be tortured in the afterlife. He has the most normal ghost name on our list. Also, but his con is he wears the chains he forged in life, and they're just going to absolutely destroy your sheets.
I'm a hard no on this. And that's because if I'm not even going to see the fruits of the labor of your evil in your 1% in my life, I'm not fucking you in your afterlife when you're like, sorry. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Ultimately, I'm a no, but I would really play it out for a while. I feel like I could be an extension of his hell on earth in a really interesting way. Like where I would really get him to believe that I will stick around and I will so much as hover my pelvis above this ghost. But when it comes to, ride or die, I will not ride, and he is dead.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, Marley. It's a no.
Sorry to this ghost.
This is the Elon Musk of ghosts.
Yeah, it's a pass.
Yeah,
it's a pass. Next up, the Ghost of Christmas Past, as played by Carol Kane in Scrooge.
Oh.
Pro, it's Carol fucking Kane. Con, there is no con. She has a little S&M vibe in this film. She's constantly kind of tweaking him and like kind of poking him and instilling little bits of pain.
Mm-hmm.
That's her vibe.
I would let this woman hit me.
Yeah, that's right.
She could do whatever she wants. And also the fact that she represents the past and like something that I can really glaze over and idealize is just a perk.
I'm sorry to correct. I believe I misspoke. I believe she does represent the present.
Oh, that's worse. But of course I would still fuck her.
Because she takes him around the present, because it's the cab driver that takes Bill Murray back to the past to see his childhood home. It's Carol Kane takes him through the present.
I would fuck Carol Kane.
That is correct. Next up. And finally, we have Slimer from 1984's Ghostbusters. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. There he is, Slimer, a palpable joie de vivre that we can imagine translating nicely to the bedroom. Con, the slime, which also might be a pro, depending. We have no idea what Slimer was as a person. We don't know Slimer doesn't actually make sense. Sometimes he moves through things. Sometimes he bumps into things. He can eat hot dogs and move through walls and people. Where do the hot dogs go? What do they become? Why does he want them?
People have asked this about me many times.
Food tastes good to Slimer.
Yeah.
To what end? Are you going to fuck Slimer or not?
He's memorable. I mean, you have to give it to him that he's memorable. Like, we all know him. We all smile a little bit. But I can't decide if Slimer is somebody that I would friend zone and be like, oh, Slimer, you crazy ghost.
I just don't feel
it. Here, have a hot dog. Let's get a coffee. It's fine.
I just don't have those feelings for you, Slimer.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear you. Like, we are so compatible. And we get along. We have so much fun. But for me, it's just not
like
there.
A vibe between you guys.
Yeah, but it's just not there. And then Slimer's like, "Oh, it's because you just don't find me attractive." And it's like, "No, Slimer, that's not it."
I don't like how he's confrontational like that. That bothers me.
That was a hypothetical situation.
But it's actually what I like about Slimer, because it's like so direct. He's like, Slimer. Here's the thing about Slimer.
You like that?
Slimer doesn't play fucking games.
No,
right?
Obviously, which is weird because he like has nothing if not time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all ghosts, but that counts for everyone on the list, technically.
That's true. But you're a no for Slimer?
Yeah, I'm a no on Slimer. I think we'd have fun hanging out, but I can't go there with you, Slimer.
That's what. Yeah, I'm kind of the same opinion. I feel like he is
life of the party,
but a bit of a try-hard, And this is not a mistake you would make after you've had a few glasses of wine. You just wouldn't make this mistake. You would make the mistake that I said earlier, Beetlejuice.
That is the kind of, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Slimer's like, Beetlejuice, how do you fucking do it?
Exactly. That's if they were meeting, I do feel like that would be the conversation. I do feel like Beetlejuice would constantly be getting laid and Slimer would be like, but I'm more interesting than you. What's happening?
But if you put a suit on Slimer, would it change things? I just,
he's so amorphous.
I love scraps. And so I would probably make this work. I could fix him. I could improve this guy. I do think Slimer is peak. This is what passes for a man in the Ghostbusters universe. And a woman has to have huge tits. I cannot emphasize it enough. And also has to be giving Dan Aykroyd, I think, a blowjob in the one scene in which she appears.
Dan Aykroyd does get a blowjob in this film.
Meanwhile, anyone who would fuck a man in their life, which is already generous, is left with
God's
Slimer.
Work, yeah.
Is left with Slimer. But he is at a hot dog stand, and so I feel like we do have things in common. I think we would have places to go and things to do, and I would probably hang out with him for 3 to 4 years before coming to my senses.
So, would you describe him as Gen Z?
Oh, would I describe Slimer
as Gen Z? Like kind of transient, like going, like vibing, going with the flow, eating hot dogs, but sometimes showing up where they're not wanted.
You're describing
feeling a little awkward.
You're describing me to myself. So I guess I would do it.
Gen Z.
I would do it.
Yeah, I guess the question for all of us is, would Slimer fuck us?
Yeah.
The question we didn't ask even one time about any of these ghosts. It didn't occur to us even one time to imagine that any one of these ghosts would say no to us. Like the idea, like Bruce Willis might not be interested in us.
Slimer might be exceptionally choosy about who he gives his ghost to.
I'm the only person on this panel who is like, impossible. They would all want to fuck us. We're great.
I would engage in a long friendship with Slimer while he slowly explained to me why he did not want to fuck me over a course of months. So I think I'm a yes on Slimer.
The hard to get component.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not like other ghosts. He's fucking disgusting.
And we simply have to leave it there. Thank you so much to Jamie and Kiran. Jamie's incredible book, Raw Dog, is out now. That was a book we talked about last time, your hot dog book.
Yeah.
And Kiran is in Seattle, November 4th at the Crocodile Room. And her special is taping right here in LA at Dynasty Typewriter on November 12th. When we come back, it's time for the rant wheel.